Yo, what's up, Walter? What's up, dude? Wait, I'm muted. No, I'm not muted. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna do a quick 5 chapters since I forgot tomorrow's at bruh. I know, bruh. I know, bruh. Surprise stream, bruh. I know, bruh. I know, bruh. I know. It was a surprise stream. I was like, I'll stream tomorrow, but then I was like, wait, Anime Expo's tomorrow, and I'm gone for 4 days. So I'm like, I gotta stream now. And then I'm going through the caffeine withdrawals because I didn't have coffee today. So I watched like an episode of the Formula One documentary. I'm like, man, this shit is good. And right before I wanted to watch more, I'm like, I should stream before I go out with my missus. So I'll just be here to say hello. No, it's all good, OG. No, what's up, dude? What's up, guys? Or don't worry, already got all this set up. That's why I was like, let me do quick 5 chapters before I'm gone and I don't read more. All right, let me just set this up here. And also, by the way, I think I figured out how to bring Mangwa back. And I don't have to edit off stream. F1 so dude, OG, I get it now, man. It's good. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys the reading filter now. Hold up. I figured out how to do all this shit live, so it works when we're live. Hold up, look. The great manga return. I know. Look. I think this works. I think this works. What I do want to do, I want to make sure it's like blurry, you know? That's the only thing. That's the only thing I actually want to fix that I don't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I can do this now when I'm live. I'm like, oh shit, this could work. So this could be like the live manhwa react things. In the perfect world, I would have liked to put the shit behind me, but I don't have a green screen to do that. But I'm like, I think this way, I just record and I upload. Because the reason I stopped doing manhwa reacts, I mean, yes, I know they weren't getting as many views as LOTM, but I was like, wait, hold up. Now it's like, even though they don't get as much views, I still want to do them, but then it takes too much time off stream to like add a filter, render it, process it, and then upload it. But like here, if I can just record and upload, and I'm like, oh, it works just as good. So I think it can work. Like, I was even looking up how to like find a blurry overlay, and I'll find them later. But that can work. That can work. All right, let me get the chapter ready. So we'll have this for another day. Give me a sec. Let me get the chapter. But I think it can work. And then that way, I can read manhwa again. Because, man, I miss it. And I want to read manga on stream, too. And I'm like, I miss all this, dude. Like, I do miss series here or there where it's not that much text on screen. And it's, like, a little bit easier to, you know, digest it. All right. Put chat here. All right. We're going to do quick 5 chapters, okay? Because tomorrow, I was like, oh, I'll just stream when I'm at Anime Expo for a little bit. I like, that'll be fun. What's up with the new profile pic? Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I updated the background. Just a little bit. It's not a lot, but just a little smidge. We updated it a little bit. I guess digesting the farmer potion helped you discover an easier way to upload more. Low fucking key, dude. It did. I didn't post. Oh, don't worry, I'm not stalling. I'm bringing up everything. And then, not only that, I realized that week we took off from volumes 3 to 4. I mean, in that week, we uploaded 19 videos. I'm like, damn, it was a lot of fucking videos. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, I know they're not all, you know, good, but I'm like, okay, what the fuck? That's a lot of videos. And I'm curious what this week was, because I think it's just as much or just as high. Yo, what's up, dude? Yo, what's up? D. Check it out. We got the manhwa react filter. Oh, I just showed the chapter. Hold up. That was a bad attempt. I think it'll be fine. Look, I got the manhwa react filter ready. I think I figured it out. All the farming made me like level up. So I think we're good. I think we're gonna be able to bring that back. At first I thought I was gonna see Doom Eternal profile background. You know what? That'd actually be pretty funny. Let me just open my lights. Let's get some light in here. Turn on my light. I swear these are shorts. They're not underwear. I think you promise. Man, I gained so much weight. It's so bad, man. Since I've been doing more videos, I haven't been exercising as much. I'm just like, it's so bad. It's so unhealthy. Doom Eternal would have been better. I know, man. I was tempted. I was low-key tempted. The Doom Eternal is an essential part of the Easy Geeky brand. Ooh, it's still here. Don't worry. La, 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 la. It's still here. Look, check it out. Check it out. It's still here. It didn't go anywhere. Watch. Wait, I turned off the wrong thing. Watch. It's still here. Doom Eternal is still here. Look at that. That's so funny. Look at that. It's I'm really just gonna read like this. I think that can work. I feel like that'd be just as engaging, you know? Alright, let's put this away. Doom, I know, Doom is back. It's back. It's back, baby. I just ate. I didn't even brush my teeth. Oh, that's bad. Don't look at my crooked teeth. That's not good. Alright. The light is on behind me. We're going to do a quick 5 chapters before we're gone. I'll be streaming Anime Expo for fun. I think it'll be cool. Just walk around, hang out. All right. I lost my fucking place. We're at 7:40. We're going to do good, solid 5 chapters. All right. All right. Zero stalling. We're going to jump right into it, okay? Today, on this beautiful day, our second stream of Lord of the Mysteries Volume 4. I was about to say Volume 2. The Undying. We have our new character, Dwayne Dantes. Chapter 740. Self-recommendation. So, I really hope there aren't any Dunkwa only people watching these VODs, because this would definitely be spoilers from Volume 1, and then we're at Volume 4. So, hopefully they're not watching. I implore them to watch one day. You love the new profile, Big Easy? Thanks, brother. Thank you, OG. Thank you. And also, we might potentially bring back the manhwa reacts. I know, like for the OGs, the OGs, they'll know. Look. We might bring them back. I figured out how to add a filter, so I think it's gonna be okay. I just need to find a way to blur the text so it's not like readable, because I think that is an issue. That is definitely copyrighted stuff. We just got to make sure it's not as readable, as legible, but I think we can bring them back. Dungho onlys, I see you. I know. I see you guys. So if you guys are excited for the possibilities to expand our Beyonder reading attributes, that should be fun and exciting. But for now, Lord of the Mysteries Volume 4, Chapter 740. Self what? What are we reading? I already forgot. Self what? Self recommendation. I almost read Redemption because episode 3 of the Formula 1 documentary, it's called Redemption. So I'm gonna finish that after. I'm telling you, man, you watch the F1 movie and all of a sudden you become an F1 fan. It's crazy, dude. All right, let's make sure all this is updated, and let's fucking read a good 5 chapters like the good old days, you know, when we only read 5 at a time. Can't wait. Okay, wait. So Bullseye something easy honorific name: the reader who stalls for eternity, the tamer of beasts and dogs, the one who farms Elotia. You know what, man? Bullseye, I think that's gonna be a good intro. You know what? I think that's gonna be our outro today. Do you want to make that our outro? We'll make that our outro. I got you, Bullseye. Let me write it down. I'm literally writing this shit down. I just copied the entire chat. What the fuck? I got you. This is going to be our outro today, okay? I got you, OG. I got you, Bullseye. Because of Bullseye, this is going to be our new outro for today. I'm getting the outro ready. Remember when it was like 3 of us watching MMM and Mount House? Like, dude, I know, dude. And back before that, it was like me and Zay reading Eliseed. And then Sand would tune in here and there, and then he'd be like, you should check out the trailer. That one movie was really good. Dude, hold up. Before we read, let me stall 2 more seconds as we remember our honorific name. What's it called? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the F1 movie. No, maybe? Zay will return? He must? I know. Dude, I wanted to pin my, I want to type a message like, Zay, if you're out there, we're back, baby. I was going to put that on the trailer react. I was actually going to say it in the react. I was like, no, never mind. I only cut like 3 manhwa streams. Oh, really? Yeah, dude, I haven't done them as much. Just because it was so time consuming editing. No, we never banished Zay. But look, I think we'll be able to bring it back with this reading filter. Can you guys see the gray fog in the background? Look, it kind of makes it hard to read. But I think it can work. I think that might work. The gray fog was too strong, man. It literally blocked them. Wait, what the fuck? Wrong chapter. 740. Yeah, so tomorrow, I mean, you guys probably never saw it, man. But like, if you go to some of my most watched, if you sort and look at my most popular stream, that doubled LOTM stream, it was I was streaming a VTuber thing with Maury, and I'm like, I don't think, and then like they tracked me down, like, hey, you're streaming, turn it off. I'm like, oh shit, that was fun. Were you reading in the Divine Kingdom with this one? Oh yeah, we are. All right, let me select this and let's keep reading. Please, am I recording? Okay, I'm not recording. Okay, we're good. Chapter 740. As I do my timestamp right now, here and there, is called wait, it is self recommendation. All right, I'm gonna read really slow because we actually resume recording as I update my timestamp. Like, this doesn't make it into the VODs. All right, here we go. All right. Moon Puppet. For's heart palpitated as she refocused and looked at the gathering participant who had spoken. Music is really low. Let me raise it. The man in the black iron mask had already taken out a small puppet and showed it to everyone. I have a friend who discovered a series of graves deep in the southern continent's Paws Valley. This puppet was stuck in the deceased right's eye socket. Forrest observed the puppet seriously, just like the other gathering participants. She discovered that it was slender and its entire body resembled a tiny wooden piece that had been engraved with a crescent-like eyes, and a mouth embedded in it were dried grass and flowers. Doesn't look like anything special. Forge mumbled inwardly. Her spiritual perception didn't sense anything. Her pen-wielding hand couldn't. Oh my god, I can't read. I have such a headache, man. I'm going through caffeine withdrawals right now. I apologize. Her spiritual perception didn't sense as her pen-wielding hand continued hovering over a bronze green notebook. The one that was given to her by her teacher, right? The man in the iron mask continued the introductions. My friend and I are unable to determine what's the use this puppet has, and we can only suspect that it's not simple. It might also hide quite a secret. 60 pounds for just 60 pounds, you can have it. This price is very fair, even if it has nothing to do with mysticism. It's not a bad antique. Worth 40 to 50 pounds. Oh, at least it's still worth something, right? All right, hold up. I realize the music is way too low. It's been a while since I've joined the streams. I have no idea what's happening right now. Ooh, Arda. I haven't seen your name in a while. It's been a cool minute. Well, we've been digesting the farmer potion so much. We've learned how to add a filter like that while we're live. So we might bring Manhwa. Manhwa reacts back and start manga reactions. Actually, no, I did a few Chainsaw Man reactions and then I had to private them for obvious reasons. But you know, we've been leveling up. We have been leveling up, and we're so fucking close to 3,200 subs. Holy shit, dude! It is so sick, man. So fucking cool. All right, we are at the antique part. As I find my place, I apologize. I'm a little out of it right now. This is to say you'll be spending 10 pounds, have a chance of a pleasant surprise. To you, this is a small sum of money. A very tempting explanation. This gentleman is likely a successful salesman. However, I don't even have 10 pounds. Oh, she doesn't have this. She doesn't have that much money on her. As far as engaged in a self-deprecating life, she didn't believe that anyone would buy the so-called moon puppet of unknown origins and usage. Just as she had a thought, she heard a female voice which deliberately suppressed 50 pounds. Is she too rich, or is she willing to try her luck? Forrest subconsciously turned her head to look at the speaking person, only to see the lady wearing a hooded long robe. Her face was hidden in the shadows. At that moment, the owner of the moon puppet laughed. I'll be more inclined to keep it for myself. Perhaps there might come a time when I discovered what's so special about it. As he spoke, he realized that no one was offering a better price. He immediately said, of course, as a gentleman, I'll satisfy your wish since you have expressed your desires and have given a reasonable price. Deal. The honorable woman replied with a deep voice. Soon the gathering attendants helped them complete the transaction. Forrest noticed that the lady had trembling slightly after she received the moon puppet. She placed great importance on the item. She might actually know what's so special about the puppet. Moon puppet, moon. From the southern continent, Forrest suddenly made connections and recalled the few primordial moon believers who Mr. Moon was searching for. She began having a suspicion that the hooded lady was one of them, or she had a connection with them. Of course, she had zero evidence. She didn't even have that much of a compelling reason to have such a guess. Forrest silently exhaled as she decided to find a way to verify her theory. She casually moved the hard-covered notebook in her hand, making a yellowish-brown goatskin appear. On a piece of paper were all kinds of patterns that formed an ancient, mysterious picture of unknown interest. This was one of the pages of Layman's Travels, as it recorded a particular beyond her power. The plot thus thickened indeed. Now, I wonder, like, what's actually the deal with the moon puppet? I wonder if there's more behind it. And they're literally just buying it at a bargain price. It wasn't a recorded power which Forrest had gathered herself, but one of the 5 original pages when she received it. Oh, the original ones. Forrest looked up and she pretended to observe the transaction of the others while fully taking in the hooded lady's situation. She discovered that there was a mosquito with dark brown spots on a nearby wall and unknown worms were slowly squirming on the ground. Forrest's fingers naturally slid across the yellowish-brown goatskin patterns as a complicated symbol quickly formed in her mind. Silently and without showing any odd signs, she felt that she had understood the brown pattern as she thought the connections with the other party. The brown-spotted mosquito flew out at a low high. It circled beneath the hooded lady and carefully clung to her front. The mosquito's vision was different from a human's since an incomprehensible scene appeared in Forrest's mind. But it soon disintegrated and reformed into a rather normal scene. The hooded lady had a rather curved outline with dark skin. Her brows were thin and the corners of her mouth dropped significantly. Forrest immediately recognized her. She was none other than the primordial moon believer, Windsor Behring, I don't remember this person, who Mr. Moon was searching for. An effective clue is worth 100 pounds, and directly finding her means 500 pounds. Forrest recalled the reward as she immediately became flustered. Her first reaction was to drive the mosquito to bite the Windsor Behring and suck her blood. That was, she could later use astromancy to directly lock onto her location. However, she gave up the idea after struggling for a moment. That was extremely taboo and beyond her gathering. If she was discovered, she would definitely be attacked by all the participants of the gathering. Okay, so it's taboo. We don't break that. And the host of the gathering often had significant strength. Going too overboard made it easily detectable. I'll just get the 100 pounds. If there's another chance, I'll consider how to lock onto her directly. I'll have to leave this gathering early and smear my blood over layman's travels to prevent myself from getting lost. That would be dangerous. Forrest repressed her disappointment. She made her final decision. In fact, her actions were already out of line, hence she didn't wish to stay another second longer. Hillsborough inside a high-class hotel, Klein stood behind an oriel window. She silently took in the crimson moon and the thin clouds in the sky. Sometime later, he combed the white hair around his temples and reached out to draw the curtains. Then he went through the house of moving the radio transceiver back to the real world and spent the time airing out most of its smells. This time, he only waited for about 10 seconds when he felt the room turn dark and eerie. He heard the radio transceiver begin to producing clicking sounds. Klein approached and saw a piece of illusory paper spew out. On the paper were words composed of Lowness, Great Master, please look right. Right. Klein turned. Oh, it's a Rhodes. Wait. Right? Klein turned his head in amusement and curiously to his side. No. He saw a full-body mirror which had already turned dark, as though it was smearing with a layer of ink. Just as though it flashed in his mind, the full-body mirror lit up. Illusory fireworks began shooting inside the mirror as it burst and scattered down in a beautiful and dazzling display. It's a Rhodes, right? Meanwhile, the full-body mirror produced a line of golden Lowness words. Welcome back, Great Master. It is. It's our beautiful waifu, a Rhodes. At that moment, although a Rhodes didn't produce any sounds, Klein had the baffling feeling that was hysterically shouting, he's like, Great Master, welcome back. As the fireworks came to an end, the golden text distorted and formed a new line of text. Great Master, your loyal and humble servant, Rhodes wishes to ask you how I might be of service to you. Klein was already very accustomed to this, as she said in a practiced manner. Answer my questions. The golden line of text reformed again. Thank you for your answer. You may ask. Prepared, Klein said. Where did the evil spirit in William Street go? The full-body mirror golden text froze for a few seconds before they slowly disappeared. As for the blooming fireworks in the background, they first blurred before a new scene became clear. It was that of an abandoned chapel where withered vines crawled over its walls and gray stones were drawn everywhere. Klein found it rather familiar. It was where he and Sharon had once conversed with the evil spirit. The scene drew closer as Klein saw that in a corner of the collapsed chapel was a tiny pit that was already too deep. There were clear signs of it being dug up for one fingers. Miss Magician mentioned it before. As Klein's thoughts surfaced, the scene produced a cold voice that hid a smile. It's a pleasure working with you. As those words came out of the soul, the scene immediately turned distorted like a water surface being stirred before the scene completely shattered. Pleasure working with you. Who did the evil spirit speak to? To make an angel from the hunter pathway use such a tone, the person opposite it mustn't be of someone of a lower level. The person might even be an angel. However, why would he use his hands to dig? He should have a much easier method that didn't waste that much time. The angel is also restricted in a certain sense, just like Grandpa and Leonard's body. Right. Leonard wasn't backland back then. This is a clue, but there are other possibilities. Something at the level of an angel doesn't equate to being an angel. Something at the level of an angel doesn't equate to being an angel. Like a puppy when you came back from work. The evil spirit controlled Baronet Pound to contact someone. From the looks of it, and the innocent basic spies were just a smoke screen that was deliberately set up by the evil spirit, as expected of a conspirer, though Thoughts ran through Klein's mind as he said to Rhodes, second question, I have 3 butlers to choose from. Who do you think is the most suitable? Golden Lowness, words appeared one after another. If you choose Rabak and Walter, there might be an additional development. Aznia is the most professional, but he's also the most ordinary. The 2 who were formerly under the service of Duke Negan and Viscount Conrad do allow for additional development. Klein nodded in thought. It's your turn to ask. At this moment, a bunch of golden texts appeared. Great master, what do you make of me being your butler? This dude. As long as you bring me out of the Church of Steam, I can become the best butler in the world. We gotta break him out. After the book, we low-key need to steal a Rhodes, bro. Klein hesitated for a second as replied, mincing his words, it's not suitable at the moment. It's not suitable at the moment. Like, Rhodes, you're gonna have to wait a little bit more. The golden text in the full-body mirror darkened instantly before it lit up again, reforming the words, all right, your loyal and humble servant in Rhodes will patiently await the day. Immediately following that, the full-body mirror produced a complicated picture with some footnotes. This is a rune form of the corresponding symbols and magical labels. Great master, as long as you are in backlit, writing it on some paper is equivalent to summoning me, a mixture of concealment and mystery prying symbols. Klein identified the rune and said, okay. Okay, next chapter. I really feel like we do need to steal a Rhodes, and then he joins the crew. I'm not gonna lie. And then he's like in the Terror Club. That'd be fucking sick. All right, timestamp 11. Wow, we locked in. Look at that. After my headache kind of went away, we locked in a little bit. Let's do this. Yeah, look, once the headache went away from reading, we locked in. Wait, and quick, let me just say here, since we're resumed now another chapter. Dude, I rewatched the first episode of Lord of Mysteries on my fucking OLED TV, and like all of a sudden I can see on this monitor because I had the light shining down, and this, it's like I forget what kind of monitor it is. I forget what kind of monitor it is. It's really black. It's really bad at reflecting. So it's like the light that was shining on me, and it kind of like smeared the image. Bro, I was like, it was like night and day watching it here on that TV. OLED is, bro, I watched this and I'm like, when did I watch this? Like, I was seeing scenes that I think I didn't notice also because of how excited I was, and my tunnel vision was pretty bad. So I guess because I was so excited, there were like some little scenes here and there that I didn't catch. Like, the one thing I found funny, Leonard never once, not Leonard, it was so funny. He never once smoked his pipe, dude. Like, Dunn never once lit the pipe when he was smoking tobacco. I guess because of censorship, right? Or it's like, I guess for censorship laws revolving like smoking on scene, like he would like sniff the tobacco and like load it, but he wouldn't light it on scene. I thought that was a cool way to keep in that character trait without needing to necessarily censor it. And I thought that was pretty cool. And there was some other stuff here and there that was pretty cool. He does that in the novel, does he? Because he never once lights it. Like he never actually smokes, does he? I feel like he did smoke in the web novel. Or I guess I never thought about it, but I found it funny. He was always like, he was like sniffing it, or like, he's like just putting the tobacco in, but he never lights it. Now, but let's keep reading. Chapter 741 is called Butler. 9 a.m. Hilston inside a high-class hotel. No public promotion of smoking. That's China's policy. Oh, I watched him on Street. Here's what I found. Wait, you have not checked the full version of the ending yet? You're missing out. I know. Those extra lyrics are something else. Very clever bars about the plots. Oh, you know what? After I read the 5 chapters, we'll watch it. We'll do it. After we read 5 chapters, we'll check it out. Let me see how am I on time. I think I'm good on time. If I lock in, we'll be able to get these 5 chapters and we'll hear the full ending. For you guys won't be able to hear it, so I might play something else in the background. Actually, no. We'll hear it without the audio, so I do apologize for that. We'll like unplay and play. No, I haven't manually. I'll probably do it right now when we're streaming. I got it. I'll be able to. I'll figure it out right now. I got you guys. 9 a.m. Holstenboro inside a high-class hotel. Klein picked up a bottle of exquisite packaged white wine as he handed it over to the elder opposite of him. Mr. Aznia, thank you for coming. This is a gift of mine. Please accept it. At the latest, I'll make my decision by tomorrow. When the time comes, I might come and visit you in person. He was using such an euphemistic manner to inform the man that he had failed to be selected. To be frank, he was actually rather pleased with Mr. Aznia. He perfectly met his image of a butler, stern, well-mannered professional, a high level of mental understanding, as was good at handling all kinds of thorny issues. As the oldest candidate who lived the furthest away, he had arrived half an hour ahead of time. He had been patiently waiting outside the Ribach, and Walter were only 15 minutes early. If not for Rhodes mentioning the latter two allowed for additional developments, Klein felt that he would have chosen this old gentleman. After all, his main goal was to use the butler's social connections to more easily enter high society so as to make contact with the corresponding targets. The white wine was specially bought from the Intis Srenzo restaurant, costing him £2 since he knew someone was destined to be disappointed, while wasting money to travel to and from by carriage. This could effectively oh my god, I can't read. This could effectively accentuate how generous Dwayne Dantes was and how gentlemanly he was, a mysterious tycoon. In addition, he didn't think it was right to belittle a butler from a noble family. Such people definitely knew plenty of people in high society, many professional butlers and countless servants due to their past professional experiences. They covered the entire spectrum of people as they could affect a gentleman's image, and this was a necessary consideration for entering even higher social circles. At present, the 55-year-old Asnia had plenty of white hair. His blue eyes were ingrained with the wisdom that time had given him, so he didn't reject Dwayne Dante's gift. He received it at a glance and before bowing. I love the white wine from Garode. Thank you for your kindness. Your graces, Admiral. Garode. Yes, the waiter yesterday mentioned that it's a brewery in Intis Champagne, Providence. It's well known for producing high-end grape wine. Some of the wine of certain vintage years are considered top-notch. Simon, a butler, knows more about wine than me. That's right. Mr. Asnia had mentioned that the wine cellars are directly under the charge of the butler or a butler assistant among the nobles and the rich. Oh, and not necessarily the nobles are in charge of it. They get somebody else to do it. Does this mean that I need to have a wine cellar in the future? Wine costing £2 is at the bottom of the totem pole, while even our mere red wine from 1350, I thought it cost £1,330, which costs £126, isn't even considered the best. How much would such a wine cellar cost? As he thought it over, Klein felt heavy in his chest. He began to suspect that the £2,882 he had set aside for the golden coins weren't going to last long. If not for the training he had during his time as a clown, he definitely would have lost his cool and not reply with a smile. Your fondness for is the greatest form of praise to me, Mr. Asnia. Please invite Mr. Ribach, who's at the coffee house below, up. Wow, I can read. Whew. But we're good. Asnia didn't hesitate to agree to it. Less than 5 minutes later, Ribach knocked on the door and entered the living room. This gentleman had his blonde hair combed neatly. The edges of his eyes and mouth had some wrinkles which weren't too distinct. He had a ruddy complexion and a masculine bearing. It was obvious that he was a butler who couldn't accompany his master hunting or even fend off enemies. After exchanging greetings, Klein invited him to take a seat while smiling. He went directly to the point. Forgive me for being honest. I don't understand why you would become the butler of the Baron Sindras. Your father was the assistant butler to the Negan family, and your grandfather was the land steward of the same family. Many of your ancestors served the Duke and his relatives until they returned to the arms of God. You should have had such a life trajectory as well. Due to Emperor Rizzo's influence, the various countries in the northern continent went from using the fief and aristocratic titles to indicate that their nobility to just their names and aristocratic titles. Only under special formal occasions would they use the former. Of course, there were few nobles whose names stemmed from their fiefs. Ribach gave a standard smile and answered, Baron Sindas is a newly promoted noble, an old friend of the late Duke. Therefore, I was sent to his family to help him and his family get accustomed to the noble life and grasp the corresponding etiquettes. The later Duke he was talking about was the present Duke Negan's father, the Pallas Negan, who had been assassinated the previous year. Then why did you leave the Baron's family later? Klein deliberated and asked. Ribach answered honestly. Although Baron Sindras obtained his aristocratic title via the Conservative Party, he is one of the most famous bankers, investors, and the enterprise owners in the kingdom. He was one of the earliest multi-millionaires, and he had a strong penchant for the new party. He was willing to provide a certain degree of support to them, creating friction between him and the Conservative Party nobles, including the younger Duke. Therefore, to prevent the Baron from being put in a difficult position, I offered to leave. He actually tried to keep me, and he was an excellent employer. Klein nodded and asked, you believe in the Lord of Storms? Ribach seriously replied, yes, the Lords give us courage, zeal, and a sense of responsibility. Klein asked a few more matters about a butler and received a detailed response. Then he said with a smile, might I trouble you to invite Mr. Walter, who is at the coffee house, up? Ooh. After I'm done chatting with you, I'll make a decision. You can wait in the coffee house for about 10 minutes. I'm sorry, how was this Duke assassinated? Was this volume 1? Yeah, huh? I've been pestering for days. No, it's all good, Moon. Hello, hope y'all doing great. Noble politics, we are in the Audrey, dude. I know we are entering the Audrey arc, low key, dude. After I'm done chatting with him, I'll make decisions. You can wait in the coffee house for about 10 minutes. All right, Ribak didn't harp on the matter and he merely got up to bow. After bidding farewell, he left in a manner that exuded the air of a military man. As you watched him leave and close the door, Klein sat back down, picked up his black tea, and took a sip. He muttered silently, if I were to choose him, I'd likely establish a certain connections with the present Duke Negan and the Conservative Party. The additional development might include the situation before the assassination. Before long, Walter arrived and entered after knocking on the door. Klein first exchanged some pleasantries before asking, what conflict do you have with Viscount Conrad's butler? You should understand that I need to understand the situation. I cannot afford to risk offending a noble. Walter had a broad forehead with raven black hair and brown stern eyes, but he wasn't a person who appeared taciturn. He thought for a few seconds and said, as a butler assistant, I was responsible for the Viscount's children during this process due to certain matters. I was appreciated by the particular important figure. As such, I won the recognition of the Viscount, which made the butler wary against me. Later, the important figure passed away due to an accident. What a coincidence. And as a result, the Viscount's attitude towards me changed. The butler treated me even worse, making me believe that it was pointless waiting for things to improve. In change of the Viscount's children, and he got to know an important figure, Talim also got to know Prince Etzek from teaching Viscount Conrad's youngest son. And the prince passed away a few months ago because of the Great Smog of Backlund. This matches Walter's explanation. From the looks of it, this butler was one of the peripheral victims of that matter. He's rather cautious and professional. He didn't expose his former employer's negatives or reveal the matter about the prince, nor did he speak ill of the Viscount's butlers. If I select him, the additional development is something to look forward to. Oh, Klein listened silently as he made some connections. Volume 2? Noble Politics, Volume 2, right? He then switched to asking some professional questions, expressing a desire to enter high society. After receiving a satisfactory answer, he straightened his clothes and got up and smiled. I'm sorry, there's like battle music playing in the background if you guys can hear it. The song just ended. It's gonna play something else right now. Let me introduce myself again. I'll be your employer, Dwayne Dantes. Walter immediately bowed and said, "Sir, how may I be of service?" He kept maintaining a stern, old-fashioned, and unperturbed demeanor, as though these were the professional traits of a butler. Two matters, Klein replied with a chuckle. First, help me hand this bottle of white wine to Mr. Ribak, who's waiting at the coffee shop. Please express my apologies and gratitude to him. Second, hire a solicitor to write up a professional contract that will include you and the other servants. All right, sir. Walter bowed once again. As Klein handed the white wine over, he asked, Walter, how many servants do you think I need to hire in order to not appear improper? While Walter received the bottle of Garod's white wine, he replied without any hesitation, you should first determine where you will be living. Only then can you know how many servants you actually need. Oh, do you have any suggestions? My requirements are simple. I wish to live in North Boroughs, and I'm a pious believer of the goddess. Klein drew the crimson moon on his chest in passing. According to the information I read on the papers and magazines, a garden villa in a high-class end district has to be at least £3 a week. This makes it £156 a year. Although there are no direct numbers, I can infer the suburb's best garden villas cost about £2 a week. A high-end apartment with a few rooms and halls would cost about the same. It's been mentioned that the relatively extravagant and place with only the richest of the middle class can afford to rent. Yes, from that, I can preliminarily estimate that the rent of the tycoon's house. It's expensive. Just thinking about it, back in Tingen, Benson, Melissa, and I spent 13 solely a week on a garden terrace house. Damn, man, that was so cheap. There was an additional 5 pence for us to use the furniture. Well, I mean, it's still expensive, but like compared to what he's spending now, 5 pence to use the furniture. The furniture was separate. And the house I lived in Mink Street, it didn't even reach £1. Damn. So be it. Even if it's £3, I have £2,888. It shouldn't be a problem renting a slightly better one, no problem at all. While attending Walter's answers, Klein silently recalled the information regarding rental costs. He began calculating how much he needed to pay every week and year. Walter considered it for 2 seconds before replying in a serious manner. Sir, you can choose 32 Buckland Street. It's close to St. Samuel Cathedral, and it's a 3-story manor with more than 10 rooms. It comes with a stable, a servant's quarter, and a rather large garden. Living nearby in baronets, House of Commoner members of parliaments, and senior lawyers. That sounds like a good spot. The interior design is especially tasteful. There are plenty of famous paintings and antiques. All the furniture and wares are enough to accentuate your identity. You can rent it for
for a year first. If you find it satisfactory, you can consider buying it entirely. Sounds pretty good. Klein asks with a smile, how much is the rent for a year? Walter sternly and skillfully reported the number, including the use of furniture. That's about half his money. 1,260 pounds a year. Damn. Klein was glad that he wasn't drinking any tea, or else he would have spit it all across his butler's face. He mustered nearly all of his clown's control in order to prevent any abnormalities from showing on his face. Author notes. Oh, author notes. The rental price of the house are reference from Money in the Past on the economic life of people in Beijing, Paris, and London in the 19th century, and British study of the Victorian middle-class marriage and family life. A house costing 1,260 pounds is an embassy rented during the Qin dynasty. As for whether there is a premium to it, I have no idea. Look at that. It ties back into real life. All right, next chapter. 742, decided. I guess he decided to get the place, right? All right, timestamp. Let's keep reading. 25 minutes. 25 minutes. 20 seconds. Dude, man, OG, man. I'm fucking hooked. I'm fucking hooked on F1. Dude, when I'm in line at Anime Expo, I'm gonna make sure to watch the next cup. I'm gonna make sure to watch all 3 days while I'm in line before Anime Expo starts. God of the Poverty, dude, we made it up, man. I'm telling you, he's leaving the Hall arc. He's in the Hall arc. All right, let's keep reading. Let's update this bad boy and let's keep reading. Oh shit. I thought actually an extra number. Are we good? All right, we're good. Chapter 742 is called Decided. After a brief moment of silence, Klein raised the black tea and took a sip. He said with a smile, it's something that can be considered, but Emperor Rizal once said to never be in a rush to make a decision. Only after repeated comparison will one receive the best answer. Are there any other options? Walter, who wore white gloves, replied without any abnormalities to his expression. Pope Street would also satisfy your request. I recall the Unit 9 is available for rent. It's a 2-story villa with more than 10 rooms. It comes with a stable, the servants' quarters, and a small garden. The furniture and wares are relatively old, but they're considered decent. The annual... Oh, that is so much better. The annual rent is 220 pounds. That's quite a reasonable price. Reasonable. A reasonable development indeed. However, Pope Street means that it's less than 100 meters away from St. Samuel Cathedral. Although it does help in being right under their noses, many of the pedestrians will be Nighthawks. It'll be very inconvenient for me to leave and return, making it easy to make mistakes. Klein, who originally had a budget of 160 pounds, suddenly felt that 220 pounds was a pretty good price after undergoing the catharsis of the garden manor's price. This made him suspect whether Butler Walter, what a tongue twister, Butler Walter had deliberately offered him an expensive choice at the very beginning. Klein pondered for a few seconds and said, any others? Are we going to keep going down in price? Walter replied without showing any signs of impatience. 160 Buckland Street is also available for rent. It's a 3-story house, which also comes with a garden, a stable, servants' quarters. There are more than 10 rooms, but its location isn't as good as Unit 32. The decoration, furniture, and wares are considered decent. It has an annual rent of 350 pounds. 350. The rental fees flash past Klein's slightly numb mind. He asking a thought, what do you suggest? Whatever he says. At that moment, he had already decided on an answer, but as an employer, he wasn't in a rush to express his decision. This was because he would easily be belittled if his decision had a slip up in common knowledge. Walter seriously thought and asked, 160 Buckland Street. In comparison, the neighbors here will be more helpful in entering high society. As for Unit 32, it's overly extravagant. To rent it immediately will make you surrounding neighbors believe that you lack the necessary self-restraint, making it seem inappropriate. Oh, so you have to hold restraint. To put it simply, to rent a house costing 1,260 pounds a year so easily will make the neighbors define me as an ostentatious nouveau riche. No, I know. It was last minute. Yeah, live was last minute. I'm only going to read 5 chapters, Romero, since I'm going to anime. Originally, I was like, I'll go live tomorrow because I have a headache right now. Just because I'm not drinking any coffee. Neo-wealthy. No, but I was like, I'll just wait and read tomorrow. But then I was like, fuck, I'm going to Anime Expo tomorrow. I need to read now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read 5 chapters. And then after I'm back with the missus, I have my backpack out already. I took out the Japan backpack. Look at that. I took out the Japan backpack. So I'm going to start packing everything. And after I hang out with the missus, if all things go according to plan and I'm back early, I should be able to go live and read hopefully another 5 chapters. But it's going to be unannounced. So I figured just do 5 unannounced chapters, make sure we read a little bit more, and then we come back. How many chapters did you do? This is barely our 3rd chapter. And then, so I'm gonna just read this one and 2 more. So we're only like halfway through reading. And then after I read them, since I'm reading at a pretty good speed, I'm gonna quickly react to the full ending song because I haven't heard the full ending. Yeah, we start. No. We started at 7:40. 7:40. We started at 7:40 D. Yeah, we're reading 40 to 45. Well, I guess I'll read 6 chapters because I want to read from 40 to 45. I want to read like a good solid chapter. I want to read a good solid 6 chapters. But I think we're good right now. I think it's a good pace. Walter and Hurley bowed and said, "Honorable sir," wait, I skipped a line. "To put it simply, to rent a house costing £1,260 a year so easily will make the neighbors define me as an ostentatious nouveau riche. To a I think I said it right. To a tycoon who's trying to enter high society, such a reputation will be terrible." Klein sipped his black tea and asked with a smile, "Then why did you offer me the selection of 32 Buckland Street?" Walter and Hurley bowed and said, "Honorable sir, I'm only a butler. My responsibility isn't to decide, but to present all suitable options and give you a certain suggestions for your consideration. In a situation where I am unaware of your exact preferences, I have to do my best to provide you with all the possible options." Very professional. He's likely aware that Dwayne Dantes is a nouveau riche who enjoys flaunting his wealth, so he first gave the choice of 32 Buckland Street as a way to probe me, so as to adjust his suggestions and management style. Klein smiled and said, "Let's eliminate Unit 32. We shall continue one of the two. Before I make a decision, I'm accustomed to paying a visit. Let's head off after lunch." "Yes, sir." Walter continued wearing the stern, old-fashioned expression. "South of the bridge, Harvest Church." "Novia Rich? Oh, you just take out the ER? So just rich? Wait, ostentatious novio rich? I think I said it right. How's my French? I think it's good. South of the bridge, Harvest Church. Emlyn White was wiping the silver candle stand as he was mulling over the clues provided by Miss Magician. "A secret beyond a gathering, that's equivalent to providing no clues. It will be rather difficult to pursue the matter, and I won't be able to participate in the gatherings on short notice." Emlyn observed him at the silver stand surface as he combed his hair. Then he put down the wiped cloth, retreated to the first view in the cathedral, and sat down as he watched Bishop Butrowski praying seriously before the altar with a gaze unfocused. Thoughts came to his mind as they occasionally created sparks. Emlyn suddenly grasped a detail. Why would a puppet that garners the primordial moon believers' immense interest happen to appear? Moon puppet, because he likes collecting dolls. Nouveau rich? Horrible person, Disney. Nouveau rich. I think, alright, nouveau rich. The more Emlyn... Wait. Moon puppet. This feels like it's bait. Could it be a trap designed by Ruse, Bothry, and the others? Emlyn's eyes lit up as he suddenly stood up. Ruse Bothry was a sanguine baron who was participating in the hunting competition. He was viewed by the Emlyn as the strongest competitor. The what? In the hunting competition? When was this brought up? I don't remember this. A hunting competition? He was viewed by Emlyn as his strongest competitor. Was this mentioned last volume? A competition? The more Emlyn thought about it, the more he found it a possibility. This was because he knew that Bathory was an antique enthusiast, one who especially enjoyed collecting all sorts of strange trinkets from the southern continent. After pacing back and forth a few times, he curled the corners of his lips and chuckled. He silently said, "I have no way of entering the Beyonder Gathering to seek out the location of the Windsor, but I can monitor Ruse Bothry and finish off the target before he does. Huh? I look forward to his expression when that happens. Yes, Miss Magician's clues is indeed worth £100. Just as Emlyn was feeling abnormally excited, Father Butrowski ended his prayers, walked over, and looked down at him. He said with a gentle voice, "Our pious is not in our language, but in every detail of our body language. You are not being focused enough today. Wipe that candle and stand again." Damn, he's like, run it back. "All right," Emlyn replied, suddenly feeling ashamed. After the priest turned to walk to the convention, he snapped to his senses as he muttered, amused and incensed, "I'm not pious at all. I don't have to appear pious." Rows of straight incense partial trees lined both ends of the street, making the streets appear beautiful and tranquil. With his gold inland cane in his hand, Klein slowly walked out of Unit 160. He silently drew a breath and turned to look at Walter. "Tell the owner that I'm very satisfied. I'll temporarily rent it for a year. We might move to a better place later, such as Emperor Borough." His words hinted at his ambition to obtain an aristocratic title. Empress Borough was a place where the nobles gathered. As for why he didn't rent half a year to save on money, it was because such high-end estates only accepted long-term contracts. 1 year was the minimum. To be frank, if money wasn't an issue, Klein had quite a liking for the house. Its lawn was clean and the garden was beautiful. The furnished was befitting and the wares was exquisite. There were plenty of bedrooms, sufficient furniture, and many washrooms on every floor. Even the stables and servants' quarters at the back were in shoddy work. It was the best residence Klein could have ever imagined in the past. Walter immediately replied, I'll hire a solicitor in a while. Sir, what specific requests do you have regarding servants? Klein strolled underneath the interparcel trees and smiled. I'd first like to hear your suggestions. What a good guy. He hired such a good butler. He's so kind already. Walter thought for a moment before saying, Sir, you will need a housekeeper regardless. During the interview, Klein had mentioned that Dwayne Dantes wasn't married and had no children, nor did he have any mistresses in Backland, therefore he didn't need a lady's maid. Dwayne Dantes nodded gently without expressing any interest. Walter continued, Her duties would be to manage the female servants and the expenses of the household. Sir, you can't leave everything to me or the same person. Balance is an art in politics, and it's also a good method when managing a household. Emperor Roosevelt once said that the absolute power definitely corrupts. I'm confident in myself before money, but it's only confidence. Very honest. A housekeeper is needed. She'll cost about 30 to 40 pounds a year. Klein nodded. Okay, at that moment, Walter was walking behind Klein to his side. He extended his hand to stop a rental carriage. On the carriage, he continued, I will get the Family Servant Assistants Association to produce a name list. Damn. That's where they went to in Volume 1, right? The Family Servant Assistants, when the Moretti siblings were trying to find a maid. To produce a name list for the selection of the housekeepers, you should choose her personally, and I won't provide any suggestions. Based on the current resident situation, you will also need a steward who can be male or female. You will need a valet, a lady's maid in charge of the bedrooms, and 2 chambermaids who will be in charge of the living room and activity room, 2 footmen to valet guests, a parlor maid, a scullery maid, 2. Damn, that's a lot of people. What the fuck? The list keeps going. 2 footmen, 2 valet guests, a parlor maid, a scullery maid, 2 laundresses, and 2 handyman. Damn. Fucking keep it coming. Apart from those, you will need a cook, 2 gardeners, 2 coachmen or 1 coachman, and an assistant coachman. If necessary, you can have an additional attendant, a steward boy, a nursery what? Governess, and a second cook. You currently do not have any carriages, but you'll definitely have 2 in the future. You'll definitely have one in the future, Mr. Dwayne. A 4-wheeled carriage costs about 300 pounds. A 2-wheeled one costs about 100 pounds. Bro, he's out of money. Klein literally just went fucking bankrupt before he even got the place. As he listened to his butler introduce the required servants and details, Klein's mind went numb. He's like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm fucking over it. I'm coming back as fucking Klein already. He's coming back, dude. He didn't wish to do the accounts on how much he needed to spend. After all, it was paid on a weekly or monthly basis and not an annual basis. Ignoring the attendant, stewards, boys, nursery governors, a second cook, there will be 10 to 11 male servants, and the female servants with the housekeepers will number about 9 to 10. It's basically several times what I calculated. Each week's expenses will exceed 10 pounds. This can only be determined after all of them are hired, and there are salaries are negotiated. There are also the carriage. Klein's mind couldn't help but drift when he saw Walter's mouth move nonstop. Seeing that said, an extremely dignified Mr. Dwayne Dantes nodded from time to time. Walter subconsciously broadened the topic. In the future, you will also need to rent a manor in the suburbs to entertain friends, to have a wonderful weekend over there. There's no rush. It can wait until you hold several dances and banquets at Unit 160. Sir, do not mention housemaids in front of the neighbors on the street. Only those with salaries below 500 pounds a year will hire housemaids because they're unable to hire enough female servants who handle the different parts of the household. Klein listened numbly as he reflectively wore a warm smile. Damn, there is so much behind being a noble in this world. Damn, dude. Back at the hotel, he watched Walter leave before he sat back down, his expression collapsing. When it was 20 minutes to 3, Klein rubbed his temples and slowly got up. He went into the bathroom, prepared to begin this week's terror gathering. Damn, dude. He's so over it. He's going to cut the fucking gathering so short after that huge list of new hires he needs. Let me do my timestamp and let's keep reading. Yeah, so I think after we read our 5 to 6 chapters, I do want to hear the full opening. I think somebody said it earlier, right? Apparently it has a lot of hints. So that could be fun. Oh, also Little Easy, our little bro, saw the first episode and he was like, it's sight. He was keeping his expectations low because he's heard me gushing about the series for a long time. So he was like, it's I. But he was like, it was kind of fast. I'm like, all right. So I was like, we'll watch episode 2 later tonight. I was like, all right, a little easy. Yeah. Our little bro, our little bro. Yeah. He's like, it's I. And that's all he did. And when I was hearing the quote, oh my God, guys, I tried so hard not to be that guy. So I'm like, I tried so hard to not, hey man, you should like really listen to the sound effects. I tried so hard during him watching episode 1. I tried so hard to not be that guy. Well, actually, in the web novel, this happens. I tried so hard to not be that guy. I slipped up only twice. My mom was, oh, you made your mom watch it? She didn't like it? Bro, you guys gotta make the whole family watch it. Easing being that guy. No, I am not that guy. The only time I became that guy was like, oh, what the fuck? Look at my little thing. It's like sticking out. It's all crooked. The only time I didn't do that was, the only time I was that was when it talked about Rizal. So I was like, well, if you didn't catch, it's implying that Rogel Gustav isekai'd just like him. Because he was like, it's like, transmigrator? Is like, I was like, what? And he's like, well, if like, okay, little bro, if you didn't catch that, he basically isekai'd, and then he's suspecting that the Rosel Gustav isekai'd before him. And I was like, I gotta stop. And then I stopped. That's the only time I said that. That was the only time where I became the web novel guy. After that, I was like, I became really quiet. Yeah, dude, I put on my glasses. I'm like, well, actually, in the web novel. And that was it. That was the only time I said something. Yeah, she is in volume 4 of the web novel. She finds the Dunghook goes too fast. She is scared that we are not going to see the small but cool details like how the captains care for the Nighthawks. I really hope after the alleged fast pacing of these 3 episodes, we slow down. I'm telling you, I don't know where we get into episode 3, but I'm getting a little scared at him at that one interview. Like, well, we had to rush it, but then we slowed it down. And he's like, I'm especially proud of the team from 4 and onwards. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what that means. So it's like, I don't know how much we're going to rush this Friday, but we'll find out. All right, next page. Let's update this bad boy and let's keep reading. 743. Wait. If you guys don't know, please don't tell me where we get to in episode 3. I actually don't want to know that part. But let's read the next chapter. All right, chapter 743 is called A Diary Page. Above the gray fog in the palace with a towering dome, the fool Klein glanced at the sun, who had been pulled up ahead of time, as well as the world, who was being conjured in advance. Emanating a little bit of his spirituality, he made contact with the crimson star representing justice, the hanged man, the magician, the moon, and the hermit. Beams of light rose up as relatively blurry figures appeared on the 2 sides of the long bronze table. Just as Audrey, who had just returned from a tree farm leading to the castle, had already changed into a dress. Her sleeves were layered in laces that were filled with lustrous pearls. Like clockwork, she stood up, lifting the corners of her skirt as she courtesied. I'm reading that wrong. Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Klein instantly felt better as he nodded with a small response. Meanwhile, he couldn't help but sigh. To act like a tycoon costs so much money. I wonder how huge the expenditures are for a noble like Miss Justice. After all, the members of exchanging the greeting nod. I'm reading wrong. After all the members exchanging greeting nods, he looked at the hermit as he knew that this pirate admiral would likely provide him with a new Roselle diary entry. As he had expected, Katlia spoke out, Mr. Fool, I only managed to find 1 page, and it's going to be an important page because this diary is called A Diary Page. Oh, man, I'm excited. Wait, what about Wiz? D's mom gonna beat Wiz and Easy finishing the book before them? Bro, D, if your mom finished it before us, you gotta, like, you need to make an announcement, bro. Lore. I know, I'm gonna pay attention. There's gonna be some important lore. All right, hold up, lore. Here we go. All right, but D, if your mom finishes Olutim before us, please tell me. I need to know. I need to know if she finishes before me and Wiz. All right, let's keep reading. So we're going to get a very important diary page. If she only gets 1, this is going to be like the biggest lore drop ever. Just 1 page. Shouldn't Queen Mystic be able to produce an entire book anytime she wants? Client, who had been met with repeated tribulations, recently remained composed as he nodded. That won't be a problem. Katlia immediately conjured a yellowish-brown diary page. It then seemed to tear through the spur world and enter Mr. Fool's hand. Klein deliberately looked down as he was surprised to discover that the beginning of the diary entry didn't have a date. Ooh, okay, all right, this is different. No date. This is going to be important. He didn't have time to write it down. That means that this is a second page from another. Oh, it's a second page from another diary page. Why didn't Bernadette give me the first page? She should have been able to figure out the dates. After all, O'Neill succeeded, did she not? Or were the diary pages thrown into a mess and she wasn't able to restore them to the correct order? Does this mean that Emperor Rizzo's belongings were vied for by various factions after his death? Some were lost, and at the time, Bernadette was unable to stop them. Only when she became Queen Mystic did she have the ability to get involved. As Klein guessed, he quickly began reading the content of the piece of paper. How surprising, the fourth epoch history divulged by Mr. Dorr is getting more and more interesting. This unlucky bastard who trapped amidst the storm and lost to the depths of darkness told me that the Black Emperor died once and had revived again. Surprisingly, this matches what was said in the ancient secret organization. Back during the gathering, they said that the 9 secret mausoleums of the Black Emperor weren't all destroyed. Oh, because they weren't all destroyed, he can still come back. And then even if this deity who walked the land were to perish, he could still resurrect. Even if all 9 mausoleums were destroyed, as long as the order left behind by the Black Emperor remained, he had the ability to strangely resurrect. Only with the birth of a new Black Emperor would he completely obliterated, never to appear again. Damn. According to Mr. Dorr's description, just like Nast. So once Nast becomes a new Black Emperor, the former Black Emperor is gone. According to Mr. Dorr's description, the Black Emperor had 3 stages in the process of his resurrection. First is that the uniqueness leaves the person possessing it. Wait, let me read this slowly. First is that the uniqueness leaves the person possessing it, turning into an abstract concept. Second is when the subjects of the Black Emperor hear his mighty voice again. The third is that when fused with the uniqueness, the Black Emperor would reappear in the astral world. In the astral world? The 3 sequence... So how the fuck would he go from the astral world to the real world? The 3 sequence 1 Beyonder characteristics would automatically be returned into the Emperor's hand in the astral world. This is an order that other true deities are unable to distort or prevent. Only he can do this? This way, the sequence 1 prince of abolition of this pathway, Blood Emperor and Night Emperor, would be in a rather awkward situation. They might instantly perish. Wait. Why would they instantly perish? They might instantly perish, falling back to sequence 2. Mr. Dorr said that back then the Lord of Storms and the Evernight Goddess had chosen the Night Emperor. They helped him switch to a neighboring pathway, the Justiciar pathway. Fuck is that? He's a god. I've been defending Olatim's honor a little too much lately because they are sequence 1s. When he is resurrected, no god can stop him from getting his sequence 1 characteristics, and they would go down to 2. All the sequence 1s will come back to the Black Emperor. Wow, that's such a crazy fucked up law, man. The whole similar convergence shit, like, now that's fucking twisted. This way, sequence 1 prince of abolition of this pathway, Blood Emperor and Night Emperor, would be in a rather awkward situation. They might instantly perish, falling back to sequence 2. Mr. Dorr said that back then the Lord of Storms and Evernight Goddess had chosen the Night Emperor. They helped him switch to a neighboring pathway, the Justiciar pathway. Justiciar pathway. As such, the Tudor Turnacet United Empire fractured. Do I know this? Justiciar? It sounds like this is the one. That's why I'm a lawyer. And Blood Emperor Elisa Tudor, who was pushed into a corner, made a... Why was he pushed into a corner? And Blood Emperor Elisa Tudor, who was pushed into a corner, made a crazy decision. It was to switch to a non-neighboring Beyonder pathway. He paid the cost of losing his reasoning, becoming a lunatic so as to not forcibly advance and becoming a true god. Wait, he paid the cost of losing his reasoning, becoming a lunatic so as to not forcibly advance and becoming a true god. I have to say that this decision is filled with irrationality. It's almost impossible for it to happen, but Mr. Dorr told me that Elisa Tudor eventually succeeded. The craziest true god was born? Didn't I talk about this at one point? That, like, the most evil god would be one that can, like, harness, like when you go mad, like a completely sane, like mad, like sequence 0, right? The craziest true god was born. Hold up, maybe that's not what it's talking, but it kind of sounds like it. It's truly fascinating, but Mr. Door didn't go into detail since he kept it from me. I asked him which one was worse, lunacy or death. Ooh, this implying something for this volume. He said that it was an obvious choice, death, because as long as one was alive, it was impossible to recover, even if one was completely mad. Ooh, the undying. Damn, this freaking volume is gonna hit like a truck, right? What's worse? What's worse than death? This is literally what we were talking about last stream. It wasn't impossible to recover, even if one was completely mad. He laughed and gave an example. A crazy true god could use his instinct to mate with all kinds of living beings, give birth to all kinds of descendants. Through this process, if he was lucky enough, this conflicting beyond characteristics would be purged. The lunacy would slowly disappear with time as he improves bit by bit. Wasn't there like a lunatic sanguine that also went crazy and just started like popping babies left and right with like a rock and like animals and all that? Tudor switched to a non-neighboring pathway and went crazy. No, I know that. But like it says right here, the craziest true god was born. I read that wrong. When I read the craziest true god was born, no, right here. When Elisa Tudor eventually succeeded after being the craziest true god, I'm like, wait, did he harness the crazy? Like, did he harness going half crazy, half mad? Hold up. I'm thinking out loud. I hold up. I'm thinking out loud. Mr. Door deliberately didn't say if there were any remnant problems, nor did he explain why almost no one made such a choice, but I could tell that there was definitely some huge hidden risks. I have to say, Mr. Door's understanding of true gods far exceeds my imagination. Before he was exiled, he might have made an attempt to reach Sequence 0. Ooh, and what is Sequence 0? Lord of Mysteries, the Lord of Mysteries. It's no wonder he shows up. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Zaratul, not Mr. Door. My bad. Sorry, wrong person. It's no wonder he shows such contempt to Zaratul. That's what I'm talking about. And he had zero respect for the various true gods. This only makes me more unwilling to let him return to the real world. Yeah, don't do that. There's plenty of information. It's no wonder that Bernadette deliberately chose this diary page. Wait, why did she chose this page? What important meaning is there behind it? The problems began to slowly happen to Emperor Rizal from the day until he eventually went mad. Could it be? No way. Wait. What did he figure out? Rizal's situation back then was similar to Blood Emperor Lisa Tudor. His pathway was severed and the neighboring pathways were blocked by either people or items, making it difficult to reach them. Could it be that under the immense stress, he made an irrational choice like Blood Emperor and he attempted to switch to a non-neighboring pathway? What the really? So Solomon died, then Tudor and Turnison took Sequence 1 and became Sequence 1. They said that earlier, right? Like when they it'd be awkward for them. But Solomon was resurrecting, so he would take the Sequence 1's characteristics automatically. So Turnison became Sequence 0 of the sole neighboring pathway. So Elisa had to change to a non-neighboring pathway. Wait. Let me pause. Let me reread that and let me digest that. Hold up. Solomon died. Check. Tudor and Turnison took the Sequence 1s and became a Sequence 1. Beyonder. But Solomon resurrected, right? Because he resurrected, he took back the Sequence 1s that was revealed in this volume. So because he took... Wait, did he take the Sequence 1s back from Tudor and Turnison? No, not from them. Like from them specifically, like they lost that. So rather than going back to Sequence 2, they changed. So Turnison became a Sequence 0 of the sole neighboring pathway. So Lisa had to change to a non-neighboring pathway. So because he resurrected, took back the Sequence 1, he had no choice but to switch to non-neighboring. Nah, he was resurrecting, so before he resurrected, they switched. Because since he was resurrecting, he would have taken back the Sequence 1s. So rather than them losing the Sequence 1s, they had no choice but to literally switch. Okay. I got it. Okay. He was... recap. So because he was resurrecting, and we found out that he can just take back the 3 Sequence 1 characteristics, they had no choice but to change and advance despite going to a non-neighboring pathway. Okay, because if they waited until he resurrected, they would have just gone down a rank. Well, they would have gone up a rank from 1 to 2. Okay, so it was better for them to attempt to hit 0, then go to 2, and then eventually... Okay, all right. Okay, that makes sense. Really? So that's why he did it? Damn. And then he went fucking crazy. Now, the shit that's scaring me... Now, why is this... Now, why is this happening to Roselle? Moon? This stream is becoming my comfy fireplace to come back to whenever I got nothing else to do or feel lost. Hey, what's up, Moon? It's okay, Moon. That's what we're here for, bro. We're here to hang out, man. Whenever we're lost in the light, whenever we are lost in the gray fog, we're right here for you, brother. Whenever you are lost above the gray fog, whenever you are lost above the spirit world, he who resides above the spirit world, whenever you are lost, we shall be here, and you can always come here and hang out in this beautiful, comfy place. But Elisa didn't have a neighboring pathway. Yeah, so because he didn't have a neighboring pathway, he had no choice but to risk going sequence 0 on a non-compatible pathway. So he only had to switch to a non-compatible one. Got it. Is Roselle cooked? I think he's actually fucking cooked. But maybe because he's the main character, he was probably able to harness, and he's the only known person to harness this half-crazy, insane state. And then maybe he's the big bad guy at the end of the tunnel. Could it be? No way. Roselle's situation back then was similar to Blood Emperor Elisa Tudor. His pathway was severed and the neighboring pathways were blocked by either people or items, making it difficult to reach them. Could it be that under the immense stress, he made an irrational choice like Blood Emperor and he attempted to switch to a non-neighboring pathway? This was the craziness, and his later years was a result of him truly losing his reasoning, not a result of the defamation from others. It's no wonder Bernadette hated and betrayed him, but is also trying to figure out the truth. From this angle, certain things have become very interesting. Resolve forcefully ascended to the throne and declared himself emperor. His declaration of the civil code, using the order from the Earth's 18th and 19th century to replace the existing order. He wantonly spread his speeches and promoted his sense of aesthetics. I really belittled this senior of mine. I always thought that he was collapsing Napoleon or Caesar from his own entertainment, so it was him making preparations to become the Black Emperor. I wonder if he'd be able to resurrect. I wonder if there's more behind it. Like he probably found out like, okay, if a Black Emperor can resurrect, even though even though this is non-compatible, I can do this. Roselle switched to Black Emperor, which is a neighboring, and that's crazy. And the fact that he switched to Black Emperor means he can come back. He can probably come back. Preparations to becoming the Black Emperor. No, I saw a few pages of his diary back then. His thought process were clear and his emotions were stable. He can even communicate with various noble women. Wait, hold up. Roselle is probably going to come back. What the fuck? He's probably going to come back before Nast hits Black Emperor. Because he's our... Oh! Wait, so the former Black Emperor probably can't even come back anymore because Roselle took his place. So because Roselle took his place, the Black Emperor wouldn't even be able to come back. And now it's Roselle that can come back if he's able to. Even though he went half insane. And the only way for Roselle to not come back is if fucking Nast hits sequence 0? What the... Okay, hold up. The brain is jogging. No, I just read this. No, I saw a few pages of his diary back then. Battle of the... Bro, what the... As long as his mausoleum... Well, hold up. We also know, even if his 9 mausoleums that I don't know if he has up yet or not, even if those are destroyed, he can still somehow come back. That was mentioned. Even if all 9 are destroyed, some way he can come back through his believers. Hold up. I don't even know if he has mausoleums. Man, if he did become Black Emperor, he has to have 9 somewhere. There's probably one in the Hornicus mountain range. Holy shit. And that's probably where we're going. Oh, the Undying. Roselle comes back? Roselle comes back, maybe? Does he come back? No shot. The Undying. Roselle, the Undying. Roselle fucking comes back. And when Klein looks at Roselle, he's like, my former transmigrator. Can you help me? Oh, he kills Sharon in front of Klein. And then when she's bleeding out, she's like, Klein, turn me into a marionette because death is better than whatever this life will be. That wait, do not confirm nor deny. Whoa, shut the fuck up. Oh, everybody, chill the fuck out. This is fanfic going on in my head. This is This is some crazy ass fanfic. Okay, oh shit, dude. Romero hit you guys with the all caps. No spoilers. Hold up. I'm getting really excited to read this volume. Hold up. I know I'm not even reading, and it's taking us twice as long to finish the volume, but yo, the more I read, the more speculation I do, the more fucking hyped up I get for this volume. I think this low-key might be my new Mr. E is cooking time. Dude, this might be Mr. E's favorite volume. Gurman is my favorite persona, but this volume might just be my favorite volume if Cuttlefish plays his cards right. If he plays his tarot cards right. What do you think of the fourth epoch lore? It's so nutty. It's so nutty. I'm not gonna finish that. It's really okay. It's not overwhelming anymore. It's really hype. It's really sick. Like why couldn't the series take place during the fourth epoch, bro? That would have been sick, dude. But like, okay, I get it. He's doing it for a reason. It's like, bro, the fourth epoch is like the void century of One Piece. Like, bro, the fourth epoch is such an enigma. Actually, no. The enigma one is like the first and second epoch, because that one we barely know shit. Pause. Yeah, we're gonna pause. Imagine the world. Oh my god. Oh, dude, the flashbacks, or when we read like a result entry and we get hints of the war of the four emperors, bro. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be fucking sick, dude. It's gonna be okay. Let's keep reading. It's gonna be so sick. All right. I really belittled this senior of mine. I always thought that he was cosplaying the. I read this. He can even communicate with very. I've read this. This actions of him declaring. Well, hold up. I read this. He might have not made the final decision, but I didn't read this. I always thought of him cosplaying as Napoleon Caesar for his own entertainment, so it was him making preparations to become the Black Emperor. He had to have gone Black Emperor for this reason. No, I saw like he probably saw himself in the same place as Lisa Tudor, and he had no choice but to go Black Emperor, so he can eventually, hopefully, come back. No, I saw a few pages of his diary back then. His thought processes were clear, and his emotions were stable. He could even communicate with various noble women of different ages. Yeah, hell yeah, he did. He might not be he might not have made the final decision back then when he's subconsciously leaving a way out for himself. The civil code probably wasn't deliberate, as an usurper to the throne, declaring new laws is necessary, and from what he could use for reference, the civil code was what matched the situation and flow of history. The actions of him declaring himself the emperor later must be something Bernadette found incomprehensible. She found it difficult to accept. At Roselle's most beloved child, she probably noticed certain abnormalities with her father before he declared himself king. Hence, she chose the longest diary page during the period of the emperor's life to give it to Admiral Stars. Klein couldn't help but make connections, as though the heavy history hidden deep in the fog was being turned over to reveal a page filled with blood and iron. Damn, that's deep. Death for Solomon versus Tudor versus Dinnerson. That's gonna be sick, bro. It's gonna be sick when we see that fight happen, dude. This made him curious about the final trigger that made Roselle go mad. Meanwhile, wait, do we know why he went? No, right? We don't know why. It's like we know he was he was at a predicament and he had a switch. Absolute battle royale of the gods. It's gonna be sick, man. It's okay. We don't know why yet. I don't even know what's the implications behind him doing it. We just know that he did it, but we don't know why. Meanwhile, he also resolved some of his puzzlements, so the resurrection of the Black Emperor is done this way. It's very similar to my previous guess. In the fourth epoch, there was actually a Tudor Turnacet united empire, which was supported by the 6 deities, the Lord of Storms and the Evernight Goddess. The 2 thorns in the ruins in the William Street can be explained then, as it belonged to the United Empire. According to Mr. Doro, the 6 deities chose the Night Emperor resulting in the United Empire fracturing. Then, who helped the Blood Emperor capture or kill 3 Sequence 1 hunters? Who helped the Blood Emperor capture or kill 3 Sequence 1 hunters? I'm sorry. Is this implying Roselle? No, right? Wait, no. It's not Roselle. Hold up. Among them, Red Angel Medici was likely stronger than the Blood Emperor from back then. What? Oh, from back then. Primordial Demoness, Death, Primordial Moon, Dark Side of the Universe, Mother Tree of Desire. Oh my god, it's getting hard to keep track of all this. Klein tried listening possibilities for his guesses, but he had nowhere to begin. He quickly made the diary disappear as he smiled at the hermit. What's your request? Katlia frankly answered without holding back. Is there someone else apart from Emperor Rizal's mentioned in this diary entry? This question made Audrey turn to look at Mr. Fool. Her eyes sparked as well as filled with curiosity. Even her ears seemed to be pricked up. Audrey was also very interested in the matter. The person definitely wouldn't be an ordinary person to be mentioned in Emperor Rizal's diaries. Klein could guess at their thoughts, and he couldn't help but lampoon inwardly. It's only because this diary entry was specifically selected by Bernadette. If there were any other entries, I'd have to tell you that the other people mentioned are Demoness A, Demoness B, Hunter A, Hunter B, some aristocratic man, some aristocratic lady. But no, I'll tell you guys everything. After 2 seconds of consideration, Klein, who was leisurely leaning back into his chair, replied with a smile, Mr. Door. Mr. Door, to be addressed by Mr. Fool in such a manner, it must be an existence that's close to a god, right? Audrey figured out Mr. Door's status from the tone and words used as she obtained an affirmative answer. Katlia and company also had similar ideas, but no one knew who Mr. Door was. They looked at each other only to be met with a shaking of their heads. I wonder if they're all going to think Baby Mama 1, Mistress 2, Mrs. 5. I wonder if they're going to think that Mr. Door is on the same scale as Mr. Fool, right? Because they have the same, like, similar title. Mr. Door, to be addressed... Yeah. Katlia, I read this. Seeing Forrest and the other members have a uniform reaction, Klein deliberately looked at the lady and chuckled. You shouldn't be a stranger towards him. Forrest wore a confounded look. She didn't feel like she knew a so-called Mr. Door. The person seemed to be of a very high level. Oh, she doesn't know it's him? You shouldn't be a stranger towards him. The person seemed to be of a very high level. Oh, she actually hasn't pieced it together. That's him. Oh, I mean, there's no way for her to piece that together. At least yet. Maybe with the word door and her going through a door and then being part of that family. Okay, maybe she can figure it out. Maybe it's going to take her a little bit. Okay, let's read another chapter. Hold up. Timestamp. Actually, I think this might be our last chapter, and then we're going to hear the song. Yeah, this is going to be our last... Oh, I'm so glad I had a cap on. This will be our last chapter, and then I'll do a... Then we're going to react to the song. 56. Ellie. I heard Ellie. I thought I heard Ellie. All right, guys, give me a minute. I need to mute the mic for like 2 seconds for no reason. All right, we're good. Sorry, technical difficulties. This Klein sarcasm is what I'm deeply missing from the Dunk Quest so far. Yeah, I think I'm hoping we get it back. Oh, thank you, username. These don't have the background. Okay, let me take a picture. That way I know to go back. Hold up. I'll take a picture. All right. All right. Hopefully, as long as it's less than 1 megabyte, we'll be able to add it. Okay, for sure. All right, let's do this. 744 sales. All right. My God, my curse has been removed. All right, well, hold up. Let's finish this last chapter with a bang, and then we can talk about which happened. All right, so this is gonna be our last chapter for today, and then we'll react to the ending song. Chapter 744 sale. And also apologies that this was an unannounced stream. Just I forgot tomorrow was Anime Expo, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to bed early. Like I knew it was coming out, but I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh wait, it's Wednesday. Why do you think? Who do you think helped Elisa Tudor kill? It has to be Rizal, bro. Like I don't know if I said that right now. I'm thinking it's Rizal. Who do you think helped Elisa kill 3 sequence ones? I think it's Rizal. He's like. What probably happened, Roselle probably helped Elisa Tudor. Wait, no. What the fuck am I saying? Wait, no, he wasn't even there yet. Yeah, I know. Wait, hold up. No. Hold up. A Zik, bro. It has to be a Zik. And maybe a Zik probably helped him kill the 3 sequence ones. I know, my bad. Hold on, I gotta walk it back. Maybe it was actually a Zik that helped Elisa Tudor as a way to get back at him. Maybe for the War of the Four Emperors. Because maybe it's to get back at him for death. I can only think of a Zik right now. And then the fact that the volume is called the Undying, we know a Zik was stuck at the Undying for like a pretty long period. I feel like it might have been him. That's why I'm locking in my guess right now on a Zik was the one that helped Elista. That's how did a Zik help him kill 3 Sequence 1, bro? That I don't know. You know what? A Zik probably had help from someone else. This was before the war board? No, was this before the war? Wait. Elisa Tudor went mad before the war. Did he go mad? Okay, is it confirmed if he went mad before the war or during the war? Because I assumed he went mad during the war, but I don't know if it's before. At least with the implications. At this point, easy just listing anyone he knows the name. Lenavus wrote it down. Imagine, Kenny. Don't think said? Okay, we don't know. Because Zik is the only other character we know of besides the demoness of an aging that was mentioned earlier. Like, she was around during that war. So for all we know, she could have also been a little bit before the war. We'll see. It has to be somebody part of the death pathway, right? If this volume is called The Undying, there's probably an Undying that helped Elista ascend. So I'm no stranger to Mr. Door. Apart from Mr. Fool, the only one I'm no stranger to will be the 7 deities. Furthermore, I've only been the cathedral of the god of steam and machinery. As far as was feeling puzzled, she quickly recalled which high-level existence she could have made contact with. Since there weren't many, she quickly eliminated all the other possibilities. Her eyes lit up as she made the connections with the contents of what Mr. Fool had originally said to her. She looked at the end of the bronze table that was enveloped in gray fog. Her voice trembled as she asked, "Is he the one who created the ravings during the full moon?" Klein chuckled with a nod. "That's right. Ravings during the full moon. What's that?" Audrey and company exchanged looks as though they were ordinary people who had just entered the mysterious world. They had never heard of any so-called full moon ravings. They're like, ain't no way. Like, fours? What? Cat Leah's like, whoa, I gotta put some respect on her now. Hold up. As expected, Miss Magician isn't simple. She actually knows about Mr. Door, and she's aware of the corresponding matters. My initial judgment was wrong. Although the beyond ingredients she needs are relatively low, there are too many possibilities. Katlia nodded her head, indiscriminately planning to ask more about Mr. Door during the free exchange. She was also willing to pay a certain price for it. Oh, Force is going to need it. She's going to need that money. An existence who can be seriously mentioned by Emperor Rizal and addressed by Mr. Fool in a rather formal manner, to have many secrets involved. It was definitely nothing simple. At that moment, Force silently exhaled. She felt that she was one step closer to removing her curse. Almost there. At the very least, I know who's... Oh, my nose is so itchy. At the very least, I know who's producing the full moon raving. She lowered her gaze and sincerely said to Mr. Fool, "Thank you for your reminder." Klein didn't speak further, nor did he point out Mr. Door was suspected to be the ancestor of the Abraham family, Bethel. After serving around the table, he said with a casual tone, "You may begin." With that said, he immediately controlled the world to say with a hoarse voice, "I have 2 mystical items for sale." 2 mystical items. Mr. World had recently been able to produce something of great value at every gathering. He lives up to being Mr. Fool's blessed. Audrey pungently sighed in amazement as she cast her eyes towards the other end of the long bronze table. Clearly, she was looking forward to the world's explanation and powers of the items. Oliver was tempted as he knew the mystical items the world sold were definitely up to mark. Oh, and this is where freaking Oliver buys the poison bottle. Because I remember seeing fan art and he's holding like a purple bottle. Purple might be poison. Maybe. However, thinking back to his lack of savings with the secret to the primitive island already given to him, all he could do was slightly sigh, feeling depressed. Oh, never mind. He still had 5 hours before arriving at Posso Island. He was yearning to merely fly over and complete his report. Then he could leave the area, find the Obnisic to advance to Ocean Songster. Once he did that, he could explore the primitive island with the world, obtain the relevant reward so as to ease his financial situation. As for Derek, Emlyn, and Forrest, although they were somewhat curious about the mystical items, they lacked the desire to actually purchase it. One of them could submit an application to the 6-member council to select one mystical item with the City of Silver had for becoming a Sequence 6. The other wished to receive the rewards for the hunting competition, and he wasn't certain that the rewards would be. Therefore, blindly purchasing items made it easy for redundancy and wastage to happen. Furthermore, he only had 2,000 to 3,000 pounds needed for the rewards for clues. As for the last one, she didn't even have the money to purchase it. Cat Leah looked at German Sparrow with piqued interest that she considered possible origins of the mythical items. Mystical items. If it was suitable without clashing with the 2 mystical items she had, she didn't mind buying it. Seeing how the 2 major clans appeared interested, the world gave a deep chortle. One of them is Scales of Luck. It's what I named it. As she spoke, he requested Mr. Fool to conjure the silver necklace that had an ancient coin dangling from it. After introducing its mystical effects to negative effects, he glanced at Audrey and specially gave a warning. I suggest that Beyonders lacking a combat strength don't purchase it. Although it can allow one to avoid a fatal blow, the subsequent backlash is equally dangerous. One needs to have a sufficient combat strength and sharp reactions to have a chance of surviving the backlash. Thinking back to how she took on more of a support role, one that leaned towards control and influence, as well as her lack of combat experience, Audrey nodded with slight disappointment. It was an indication that Mr. World was right. Mr. World is pretty nice to me at the Terry Club members. He's willing to give such a warning. This would have prevented him from selling it. Audrey adjusted her understanding of the world. The hermit found the description extremely familiar. She had already heard the effects of the Scales of Luck. Scenes quickly flashed through her mind before finally being fixed onto a few particular scenes. Catlea's eyes constricted as she blurted out in surprise. Sinor? Oh, she realized, oh shit, you guys killed him? It's likely Admiral of Blood Sinor's necklace. It looks similar and the effects are identical. Where did Germanspur obtain it? What did he do this time? Did I miss some important news over the past few days while the future was out at sea? Kalia instinctively suspected the world had stirred up something massive again. Klein thought about it and controlled the world to laugh deeply. Don't worry about it. He's already dead. There you go, dude. Look at this, dude. He's already dead, brothers and sisters. Like, I fucking killed him. He wasn't against letting Miss Justice and company realize that Germansborough was equivalent to the world. After all, there were already 2 people who knew, and he didn't plan on using this identity frequently in the future. A powerful member who often took action made the rest of the Terror Club feel a greater sense of belongings. He's already dead. Germansborough killed Senar. In the previous battle, I only held a slight advantage over him. Catleya discovered that she was increasingly unsure of the world's strength. Although Admiral Blood's bounty was higher than hers, it was mainly because he did more evil deeds. In terms of strength and mystical items, Catleya was slightly stronger. It wasn't as if she had never had any conflict with Senor. She held the advantage several times, but she had failed to mortally wound him. As for German Sparrow, she believed that he was inferior to her when they met on the future. Damn, man, she's looking down on him. Damn, he was even unlikely to defeat Vice Admiral Ailman Tracy in her optimum state. Only when this crazy adventure completed his advancement and hunt and slaughter Kurt Cheese did she determine that he truly had the strength of a pirate admiral and was someone at her level. However, a week had just passed and Germansborough had completed another hunt. He had finished off Admiral Blood Center, who was one of the top 3 pirate admirals. Kalia knew that she herself was incapable of doing so. Damn. He's dead? Admiral Blood Center is dead. Germansborough did it. He's killing 1 sequence 5 a week. He's just checking them off his list, dude. He's killing 1 sequence 5 a week. Furthermore, each one of them is stronger than the last. Even if Mr. Fool's blessed, is his son's strength too ridiculous, especially when he hasn't become a demigod? Was it done with the help of other blessed? The church should have the relevant records, but in my present position, I won't be able to read them. Augur was secretly alarmed as he automatically began to consider a reasonable explanation. By the way, guess what path is the justier lawyer? Oh wait, no, I lied. Lawyer's Black Emperor. Hold up. It has to be the one Shio is a part of. The Arbiter. Do we know Arbiter? I feel like it'd be Arbiter. That feels like a justiciar kind of pathway. That's what I'm thinking. Unless it's already been confirmed what's the Arbiter pathway. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's I'm gonna lock in Arbiter unless it was revealed to be something else that I'm not remembering right. Let me find my place. We don't know Arbiter Sequence 0. Okay. Alright. That's fair. Alright, I feel like it'd be that one. I feel like it'd be the Justiciar pathway. That's what I'm thinking. I have to investigate who killed Admiral Blood. Wait, did I not just read this? Began to consider an explanation. Oh, I just read. Okay, we skipped the paragraph. Audrey was still in her family castle in the East Chester County. All she read was a few newspapers and magazines that involved the entire nation, so she wasn't aware of what happened at sea. However, from Ma'am Hermit's tone of words, she could tell that Mr. World had done something incredible again. Sinor, Mr. Hangman, had apparently mentioned it before. It's Admiral Blood's name. Mr. World finished off this pirate admiral and obtained his mystical item. How amazing. That's practically what I dreamt of. Back when I had heard of the 7 pirate admirals, I had imagined myself becoming a powerful beyonder to venture out into the sea to capture all of them and hand him over to the kingdom. So our Tarot Club is already this powerful. I have to investigate who killed Admiral Blood. That way I'll be able to figure out Mr. World's real identity. But would he be unhappy about that? No, he mentioned it himself, so he's likely willing to let himself be known. Audrey thought in glee. Fours, who needed to read various newspapers to obtain materials, instantly recalled a piece of news that she had recently read. Admiral Blood Center was suspected to have been killed by the crazy adventurer Gurman Sparrow. Could it be that Mr. World is the crazy adventurer worth no? Is the crazy adventurer with a bounty of 50,000 pounds? Force felt respect. She began to believe that he had the ability to help her finish off the Oracle. Aurora, oh my god, it's happening again. Oracle that suspected traveler Lewis Wayne. Emlyn shared similar feelings as Audrey. This was because he seldom read minor newspapers. His area of activity didn't include any information gathering grounds. As for Derek, he wasn't one bit surprised. He had long confirmed that Mr. World was extremely powerful. Even though Mr. Hangman had once mentioned that Admiral Blood Center was very powerful, he believed that Sinnar was inferior to Mr. World. Damn, he's hyping him up. Due to the lack of any direct impression of him, Katlia said after a few seconds of silence, how much do you plan on selling it for? Or what item would you like to trade it with? If the price is suitable, I can consider it. Great, there's finally someone who's interested. Klein, who was buried with immense financial pressure, controlled the world to say 12,000 gold pounds. He was afraid Katlia would be frightened away by such a price, so he quickly added, you can choose to pay a portion with gold. That way, all you will need is 11,000 pounds. Oh, only 1,000 off. Klein believed that Admiral Stars, who had plundered gold-carrying ships from various nations, definitely had some gold reserves. Even if she didn't have much, she could exchange for them from other pirates. This would allow him to make his first payment to Miss Messenger. Oh, he still has to pay her back. As for finishing up sunken ships due to the existence of the Church of Storms, Klein believed that any easily discoverable ships would have long been found by the irresistible Storm Bros. The Storm Bros? Sea King isn't weaker than Sea God, and there had been a handful of people at the level of the Sea King inside the Church of Storms. Katlia did a silent calculation, said 4,000 pounds worth of gold coins and 500 pounds in cash. We can close the deal if you are agreeable. The money wasn't easy to raise even for her, but she had the Moses ascetic order backing her. Spending about 10,000 pounds to obtain the Scales of Luck was something that no secret organization would object to. As expected with Pirate Admiral, unfortunately I have to avoid the Rose School of Thought, and I can't clean out Admiral Blood's ship. Klein made the world carefully consider it before saying deal. And now he gets to pay the message. Oh, so he pays the messenger back with the 4,000 gold pounds. So that's his first installment. And then he keeps the 6,500 pounds for his new tycoon life, or whatever new, like, mystical items he's gonna need. Okay, that's good. All right, hold up. Let's do our overall thoughts before I forget. 1 hour, 13 minutes, 24 seconds. Okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Let me just update this. So we are going to finish our read through there for today because we'll be attending Anime Expo tomorrow, and it's gonna be a while to get there. So we're gonna go to AX. We're gonna be there for like 4 days. Yeah, I know. We're gonna watch the ending. We're just doing the read through outro, and after I hang out with the missus, if I come back, I may or may not read like 3 chapters off stream. And then have that uploaded like 24 hours from the time this video goes public. That way, or space it out. That way you guys have like something to listen to like while I'm gone at Anime Expo. That way it doesn't feel like another little void period after not reading for like a week. So I do apologize that the timing kind of sucked. But yeah, that's what we'll do. So wait, let's read that. Who do you think is the winner of the War of the Four Emperors? You know what's crazy? The fact that there's been no confirmed winner, and we know Death fell. Well, no, I always assumed the way I interpreted it, Death won the War of the Four Emperors because that was before his Pell era. Shit, unless I have it flipped backwards. I won, username won. You know what? Maybe the winner was the friends we actually made along the way, you know? Lag? I'm sorry. Based? The winner of the... if I become a Beyonder, I would be Sequence 9 forever simply because my paycheck can't afford any of the items. Definitely, man. Bro digested stall potion 5 times. Sometimes we sometimes we digest it, sometimes we don't digest it. But you know what? Let's leave our outro there. Think about the fifth epoch. Oh, I don't know, man. It's like Rosal was during the fifth epoch after Zaratul was with him. Didn't turn ascent win because he forced the others. Well, no, we don't know if he won. Hold up, we don't know if he won. He forced them to switch, right? Before he resurrected. So we actually don't know if the Emperor won. That we don't know. We don't know if he won. We know at least the tutor went half crazy because they were scared of him returning. So it's like, I feel like him coming back and them switching to a non-compatible pathway just sets up the war. But we not necessarily. No, because they switched. Yeah, they switched before the war. So we know the setup. It caused, like, we know the setup, but we know the setup. We know that there was a war. We know the epilogue that, oh, there was a war, and then like the Pell era happened. But we don't know who won. Wait, no, the Pell era was before the War of the Four Emperors. Basically, we know the setup. We know the war happened, but we don't know, like, blank deliberately won the war. That's the one thing that we don't know yet. But we're going to leave our outro there. We're going to cut it short. Moi, sorry I only read 5 chapters, and we shall be back Monday for more read-throughs. Unless we read a little bit off-stream after if I have enough time. But we'll see. No, Pell era was end of the 4th epoch. And, okay, end of the 4th epoch. Okay, awesome. All right. Wait, so we're going to say bye for the YouTube video, but we're going to quickly react to the full ending. All right, peace, and have a good day. So let me get this ready. Hold up. Let me get the full ending ready. Oh, flashbang. All right, hold up. Let me get the ending ready. Hold up. All right, hold up. Oof. Damn, that is fucking bright, dude. Kaka made a video. Can Lord of the Mysteries be... I think he had a typo. Can Lord of Mysteries be best Isekai of 2025? Wouldn't it be the? Okay. Oh my god. What are these YouTube recommendations? This is sad. Alright, hold up. Let's look up the full song. Lord of Mysteries. Full ending. Actually, no, I think username sent it my way. Mafia? Let me make sure there's lyrics. Oh, okay, this one has it. I did it when I'm on J-Mong. Okay, if this channel has it up, I don't own the music, photos, and lyrics. No copyright infringement needed. This is made for entertainment purpose only. Thank you for watching. Sorry for any mistakes. Don't forget to like. You know what? Okay, if they have this up, don't you miss an opening. I did see him on Discord a few days ago. Dude, I'm so ready. I think we might be able to do Mongol reacts. Because Dino worked before. I think I can have this set up as the Mongol react scene. And I think we'll be able to read Mongol this way. I think we'd be able to pull it off. I just want to add like one more slight filter, like an anime opening. I feel like we do need an anime opening. I feel like we might get one down the road. Well, let's switch. Now, the thing I don't know. Hold up, we'll probably switch it right now. Nope, not an OP. Okay, hold up. Let me pause the playlist music. These are next sessions too, so let's go. Volume 4. I know, man. I'm fucking pumped. I'm sorry, by the way, that there's like, it was a last minute stream. But dude, we're like 5 away for 3,200. That's crazy. Confirmed no OP for season 1 at least. That's kind of sad. But you know what? It's cool. It's okay. All right. So let's do this. We're going to quickly react to the full ending. Okay?
we're going to save spoilers for after we hear the music. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I don't know what scene I should switch to. I think I'll do this one. I think I'll switch here. I'll unhide this. And I think we're gonna listen to this one. So this person re-uploaded the full song. Jamung, I think I pronounced it right. So just to be sure, let me read this out loud, and then I'll post this. That way I know how to. I don't know. We're gonna keep the whole thing unmuted just to be safe. So all rights administered by the original artist. I do not own the music, photos, and lyrics. No copyright infringement intended. This is made for entertainment purposes only. Awesome. Okay, now we know that. So now we get to watch and listen to the full opening. If we do spoilers, it's going to be after. So this is going to be the spoiler-free react. And then towards the end, we'll like talk about the song. All right, so here we go. I'm kind of pumped. Because you guys already know, man, that James Bond ending, it slaps. That song definitely slaps. Here we go. Remember to not read the comment just in case. What comment? A comment? I don't know. What comment are we talking about? No, I'm over here thinking of the full song. It's not that one. Lord of Mystery. I was about to say duh. I'm sorry. Lord of the Mystery. Oh, I said duh again. Lord of Mysteries, ending by Curly Gao. Let the sky fall. Let the sky fall. In this video, avoid reading the comment. Oh, the comments of the video. Oh yeah, we won't read them. No, because I feel like there'd be people that have already read the entirety of the web novel be like, oh my god, I can't believe they wrote down this and that. So yeah, you're probably gonna get spoilers if you read the comment. Well, you're just really loud for me. Chill, 1 sec. No. Sorry. Blasphemy. I apologize. Wow. Damn. That's good. Okay, that's really good already. Almost for Sake Dreams All Create 2 remake. Craft dictates the fate I've made. Damn. Is a good ending song. We are the LTM household, not the Lom household. I apologize. Sorry. This is good. Let me switch to this a little bit, just so I'm bigger on camera. Let's just do this. Hold up. Echoes rave when stars can save. Wave. World I see. Voids expands, the world I see. Crimson floods, the moon's decree. Bro, man, who is this writer? Damn, this person knows how to write. Who? Sheesh. Okay, that's good. I feel like I'm reading poetry here. Light ripples through the time's debris. My story. Where are the hands that write my story? Where are the chains that lock my glory? This is a really good song. No children of mine shall marry a LM singer. Are the lines I count? It's a good song. Fury. I'm getting chills. Wonder or dismay, madness or decay? Wonder or dismay, madness or decay? With a fragile light, I vow to... Wow. I might mute a little bit right here. Stirring or delay rebirth or be the same? Damn, dude! In the grave... Oh my god.
this music. This is like, it's so good. This is like, this is such a good ending song. Like, not only does it sound good, like, the symbolism and the foreshadowing is like chef's kiss, bro. It's like it is so good. It is such a good song. Burn my broken shell to a new sight, to be free in the mist to hold a cup of light. Just keep playing. Of light? Wait, where are the flames that come in free? Where are the keys that carve truth from me? This is pretty good. Into the dark to dream and scream my name. Oh, wait, the full song is called Dark Dream, right? Or what was it called? Yeah, Dark Dream. Okay. Ooh. Okay, okay. No comment, no comment, no comment. I see what they're doing with the name. I see what they're doing with the name of the song. No comment, no comment. Or dismay. Wait, let me unmute the song for you guys again. Sorry. Wonder, dismay, madness, or decay. Yeah. Stirring or delay, rebirth or be. Okay. Wonder, dismay, madness, or decay. With fragile light, I vow to guard the world I stay. Fucking nothing but fire, Lube. It's so good, dude. Oh man. With whispers in gray, guide my shadow way. Now I don't know what this means, but I'm like, is the gray referencing the gray fog? And if this song is referencing the gray fog, what do the whispers represent in the gray fog? That I don't know. Hold up. Guide my shadow way. Like, guide me. Like, let the whispers guide my shadow in the gray fog. I don't know if that's what this song is implying. Every time Klein enters the gray fog, he hears ravings. You know what? Yes, in the Dunqua, they made that very deliberate. When he goes above for the first time, you hear the... It looked really good. It was really hype. Okay, so it's like the ravings. Okay, so when he's hearing the ravings and when he goes above the gray fog, he's saying, guide my shadow away. We do not want the ravings to guide you, brother. But if this is implying something, so be it. I don't know what it's implying, but all right, that's pretty hype. That's pretty hype. Fade away. No. Don't fade away. Damn. Always follow the ravings. No, do not listen to this song and let the ravings guide you. Hold up. If there's one thing we've learned from the first 2 episodes of Dunqua, do not listen to the ravings. Like, it's said very early on that if you listen to the ravings, you go mad and you lose control. Do not listen to them. But I find it crazy how this song has a very specific line that says, the whispers in the gray, like, guide my shadow or whatever. Bro, I am not. It's too late, brother. I'm letting the ravings guide me. All right, that was a damn good song. Late advice. I like the song. This song is really good. Is there more? Oh shit, there's more. Stringer delay, rebirth, or what? Now, what does this mean? Stringer delay, rebirth, or be same? Rebirth or be same? Is this implying when he transmigrated or isekai'd, right? Like when he was rebirthed from Zo Minguri into Klein Moretti? Like now is he saying like, am I still Klein Moretti or am I still Zo Minguri at heart? I don't know. That's what this is referencing. But that's pretty cool. I like it. With whispers in gray, guide my shadow away. That is such a hard line. That line... Someone wrote down a really damn good fire line. That's all I'm gonna say. That is like... She's like... That is such a fire line. Fade away. I know how this ends right here. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. I think I know how this ends. No, never mind. I thought it was gonna be something else. Okay. Well. Wait, is Don the Don season 2 out? No shot. I wanted to watch that. I didn't even know it was out. I got so hyped up watching Lord of Mysteries, I completely forgot to check out if there's anything else out. I'm just saying, man, this was a fire song. I am ready. I am excited to watch every episode, talk about every episode. You know what, man? I'm telling you, rewatching the episode on my TV by myself without streaming or like uploading a video or like doing the video, it helped me like low key see more imagery that I did not catch on my first watch just because of my hype and my adrenaline. Now, can I acknowledge that the first 2 episodes were pretty fast? Yes. Maybe a little bit too fast, because once it got into the 7 Orthodox deities, brothers and sisters, it went like it glossed over that. When it talked about how like Roselle was like a former transmigrator, Klein went through that so quickly, bro. It was like 5 seconds of dialogue, and then that was it. Well, at least in the first episode that I rewatched. I have to rewatch episode 2. This was a good song. There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this music. If you really pay attention to it, there like I feel like you get a somewhat good sense of what the season will be about. It's pretty good. The info about the gods flew by like, dude, it was so freaking quick, and it looked like it was part of like that mid ad break in an anime episode. It was wild, but you know what? This song was good. This person uploaded the song, J Mung. So if you want, go subscribe to them. Go subscribe. Welcome to my channel. I make anime song lyrics. Go subscribe. She put the lyrics together. This came out beautifully. It came out amazing. When you forget the 2 episodes are the length of 4 normal episodes, yeah, man. I feel like it should have been double the episode lengths, but I guess they couldn't, right? I guess they had to like speed up the first 3 episodes for some reason. But we're gonna leave it there. That was a good song. I'm excited to keep watching. And if you guys are excited, I will see you guys. Maybe not Friday, because we're gonna be attending Anime Expo. So the React might not be up until like Monday, unless I don't go all 4 days. And I only go for 3 days, and there'll be a React Sunday. But we'll see. Either the React is Sunday or the React is Monday. One or the other. So I do apologize that episode 3 is going to be late. But I'll see you guys soon, okay? Peace! And have a beautiful day. And then after you guys finish Season 1, we have reacts for all of Volume 2, Season 2. We have reacts for all of Volume 3, Season 3. And we're currently reading Volume 4 of what would be Season 4. So if you guys can't wait that many years to get to those volumes and seasons, we've already read them. We've been reading for like the last 8 months. It's already up on the channel. Or if you guys like watch that first episode react, you're Dunghua only, bro, go click on that web novel, my web novel playlist. And my reading is kind of scuffed, and my speaking, and like I'm not very coherent in the first 2 or 3 or so reacts. But like, hey, if you want to keep up with what was said in the web novel, watch my old reacts on the web novel. There's a web novel playlist. It's like the most popular playlist. I think it's the most popular playlist on my channel. But that's a quick plug. And I'll see you guys all very soon, all right? How many months till Volume 6? Give me like 2 weeks. We'll get there. In like 2 weeks, we'll get to Volume 6. Honestly, by next month, I think we'll be done with Lord of the Mysteries. Knock on wood. But we'll see how it goes. All right, peace. And have a beautiful day, guys. All right, we stopped the recording for that. Dude, I'm just saying, I think this is going to be good for my Manhwa reacts. I think this can work. All I need to do, I think I need to ask everybody on, I'm going to ask on Discord right now. I'm going to ask, like, hey, does anybody have like a JPEG watermark effect or something so I can kind of like hide more of my screen? I'm going to ask. Because like I can do this, right? Sent you a Manhwa DMs. Okay, bet. Like I can have this up, right? But I feel like I need something that's going to hide it a little bit better. Because like the text is invisible. Look, let me show you guys. Like, for example, the text on screen, for example, the text is still legible. That's the only thing I'm worried about, right? I just want to add something where it makes it, like, where it makes the text at least slightly less readable, and then I think we'll be safe to upload our reacts again. That's the only thing. Man, I gotta fucking shave, man. Oh, look. This looks ugly. This looks bad. But let me see. Let's check it out quickly before we end. Hold up. Let me open up OBS. Give me a sec. Sent you Manhwa and DMs. Why does Discord make me do it twice like that? I don't get that part. Bro, cuffing off Wiz and fan art. Well, no, hold up. It couldn't fit. Hold up. I got him in others. Don't trip, guys. Hold up. I got him right here. Look. I got him right here. Look, I got him right here. Like, you see, he's right here. Or when I go to this one, wait, not that one. Look, when I go to this one, look, let me show you guys. He's literally right here. Watch. Let me show you. He's right here. See, look. He's always with us. He's always with us. It's just for this one, I couldn't add him. This is the only one I wasn't able to add him in. I'm like, hold up, I can't actually fit it. Yeah, so that's the only one where I kind of had to crop him out. A Regressor's Tale of Cultivation Prologue. Others. Only 7 chapters right now, but web novel super popular. Cultivation series, good art too. Might be a good manga series to start. Okay. And then if it's weekly, I think that can work. Okay, okay. All right, bet. For sure, username. Okay, awesome. I just need to find one more filter to make text slightly less readable, and then at least the visuals are still noticeable, but the text is less readable. If I can find that, then I think we'll be good. But I'm gonna let you. Oh shit, I muted it by accident. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you guys very soon. All right, peace, and have a good day.